Happy Friday, everybody. Kevin Shirley here with realastute.com, bringing you another edition of the Friday Real Estate Wrap-Up. This week, in a nod to my favorite weekly podcast, the Dinner Party Download, I'm going to change things up a little bit. Each week on the Dinner Party Download, Michelle Philippi tells a story of something that happened this week in history, and hosts Rico Galliano and Brendan Francis Noonan invite a bartender to develop a cocktail that could be served alongside the story. So this week and from here on out, I will tell you the biggest news, real estate news of the week, and I will concoct a fitting cocktail to start your weekend off appropriately. But first, I wanted to make sure that you had gotten this month's realastute.com mailer. This week it's all about bathroom renovations. So everything from how to choose paint colors to saving money on cabinetry. Everything's here to help make your next bathroom renovation a little bit easier. So if you're not on the list and you do want to be getting stuff like this each month, please let me know and I'll add you to the list. So also, I would have told you this last week, but I was having some technical difficulties with the wrap-up. I wanted to share with you my experience as an extra on a television show that happened last week. It all started about 8 months ago, and I watched this documentary called Strictly Background, and it was all about the quirky lives of Hollywood extras. And it just looked very interesting, and I thought, wouldn't it be fun just to check something off your bucket list to be an extra on a Hollywood movie production? So I went online and I looked for casting agents locally that hire extras. And there's a central casting office here on Capitol Hill that hires extras for movies and TV shows that are being filmed in the area. So I went online and I filled out the little form and I sent my photo, and I told them, of course I can play 25 to 30, naturally. So about 2 weeks ago, they called me and asked if I would be able to be an extra on a new television show that Netflix is producing called House of Cards that's being filmed up in Baltimore. It's a dark political thriller based on a 1990 BBC series that won a lot of acclaim. So, of course, I said, absolutely. I started putting all of my outfits together for the show. So basically, I show up at like 11:45 last Wednesday with my dark suit and my tux in tow, and this room full of about 200 extras becomes transformed into this black tie event participants. And basically, the scene was a New Year's Eve party. And one of the hosts, or one of the visiting dignitaries, was the president and the new president-elect for the United States. So it was all very, schmancy. But after singing Auld Lang Syne for the 400th time and squeezing into my too tight tux, by the 11th hour, I was exhausted. My dogs were barking. But at any rate, it was great fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat. I will keep you all posted about when the show will be on the air. But again, it's called House of Cards, and it will be a Netflix production, so be on the lookout. Okay, so this week's the biggest story of the week, followed by a fitting cocktail. The biggest real estate story of the week is this. It's not 2004. I know you know this, and I know this, but apparently a lot of realtors don't. What you need to know about real estate from behind the sign is that realtors and a lot of sellers have been waiting for it to be 2004 again for a long time. And so anytime realtors see any sign that things are going back to the way they used to be, they want to scream it from the mountaintops. So over the last few weeks, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago in the wrap-up, you were seeing these breathless pronouncements from realtors talking about all the multiple offer situations, the bidding wars that were happening. It was a widespread phenomenon. Well, I read it and I thought, really, it's really not all that big of a deal. There are some houses, they are getting prices bid up a little bit, but not much, and it's not crazy like it was in 2004. But I heard it. And guess who else heard it? A lot of buyers heard all of this flap about multiple offers and bidding wars. Well, in our sales meeting this past week, our manager invites everyone to say, hey, what's happening in the market? And a lot of hands go up and say, it's really weird. all of our buyers have decided they're going to hold off for right now. Well, duh, because we have just scared the bejesus out of them with all these breathless postings on Facebook and Twitter about bidding wars. And they're scared, and they're going to take their time and wait and see what happens. So realtors are victims of their own marketing sometimes, and it's really too bad because it's a good time to sell. There's, inventory is down, but it's not crazy, and it's a good time to buy because interest rates are low and there is some inventory to look at, and it's good inventory. So don't go crazy. Take a chill pill, everybody. It's not 2004, and it's not gonna be 2004. So everyone stay calm. You heard it from me here first on the Friday Real Estate Wrap-Up. It's not 2004. So while it's not 2004, you can try to recapture the heady essence of those days with the cocktail that I'm going to make today. And the cocktail I'm going to make is a special signature cocktail from me that is loosely based on the ingredients in a Kevmopolitan, which, as you know, these ladies from Sex and the City made extremely popular in 2004, which was their last season on television. So everyone was drinking Kevmopolitan. But Kevmopolitans always leave me feeling a little, ugh. So I came up with the Kevmopolitan, which is slightly different. So here's the recipe, and I'll put this at the bottom of the YouTube clip, and when I post this on Facebook, I'll put it for you. But you start with white rum. I like Bacardi, but you can use whatever you like. So we're going to take 2 parts of white rum. 1, 2, 1 part of cranberry juice. So here we go. 1 part cranberry. Then a 1/2 part orange liqueur. I'm using this called Gran Gala, but you could also use any orange liqueur or triple sec even. So 1/2 part of that. And finally, the juice of 1 lime. So here we go. There. And shake this for 30 seconds and with ice. And serve it with a lime in a martini glass. And there you have the very sophisticated, in 2004, Kevmopolitan. So this is to you, 2004. We welcome you back anytime. The realtors are waiting. Cheers, everybody. See you next week.